Good evening, one and all the viewers, Facebook Live, and all the participants who all are watching us live on Zoom. I warmly welcome you for the session. Our session was planned for around 4 o'clock, but our resource person had an emergency. He was in the operation theater, and he just as soon as he finished his OT, he called and said, "We are on. We are on with the webinar." So, guys, yes, I would like to say thanks to all of you that you waited. You okay, and then you had shown the good patience level. So yes, we are back with another session of my webinar series. So on the behalf of VN Patel Medical Campus, located in Surat, Sri Odaram Physiotherapy College, would like to invite our guest speaker, Dr. Hardik. He is an MS Gynec and he has his own hospital in Surat. Okay. So, a very young and dynamic surgeon, he is going to share his view, his knowledge with us. And these days, this lockdown is turning out into very good way that even virtually we are sitting at home, okay, with the help of technology, we still not living the hope of an education. Still, we are learning a lot of new things. The morning itself, I had my own webinar on the mastering the heart sound. So once it got complete, now we are back with morning. I was the speaker, and right now in the evening, I am the host. So yes, now not wasting much of a time, I would like Dr. Niyati Patel, please take over and introduce her to the all viewers over the Facebook Live and the participant who is there with us on Zoom. Please, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, good evening to all. A very warm welcome to today's expert, Dr. Hardik, as well as all the viewers, like Facebook viewers, YouTube viewers, as well as Zoom viewers, behalf of VN Patel Medical Campus and Sri Odaram Physiotherapy College. Now, I will proceed towards the sir's qualification. Sir has completed the MBBS from CUSA Medical College at Surendranagar, Saurashtra University, and Sir has completed the MS in Ops and Gynec from Government Medical College, MSU, Baroda. He is also doing diploma in minimal invasive surgery from the World Laparoscopic Hospital as well as World Laparoscopic Association at New Delhi. Sir has completed a fellowship in IVF from Myra IVF and International Association of Assisted Reproduction at New Delhi. Sir has completed the mastered in cosmetic gynecology from Ilamed and Griff Wolf University at Germany. He's also completed MBA in healthcare from Vankleeswara University. Now, Sir's having a very broad experience in the field. He had worked as a senior resident at GMERS Medical College at Junagadh and Santaba Medical College at Amreli. He was working as a facility director and head of the IVF unit at Kalp Super Speciality Hospital at Junagadh. Right now, Sir's having on hospital, so he's a director and infertility specialty at Pearl Women's Super Speciality Hospital at Surat. So I would request Dr. Hardik, please sir, share your knowledge with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Niti, for your warm welcome and such a kind word. By not wasting your time, I'm directly going to the topic. Today's topic is intrapartum monitoring, care during the labor and deliveries. Everyone was thinking that why it should be important. As a medicos, even a physiotherapist, somehow you can face the problem like whenever you comes and see the picture movie Three Idiots, right? In the Three Idiots, you will see the engineering people are also going to deliver the baby. So now it's your turn to deliver the baby. By end of the sessions, we have learned the difference between the true and false labor and stages of the labor and how to manage different stages in the labor. We all are saying that we all are seeing the one important thing is that in the Three Idiots, we are see that every engineering students are also going to deliver the baby. So it's our turn right now. The every physiotherapist must be learn how to deliver the baby. Everybody is learning theirs how they are delivering the baby. This is the various stages of labor. You will face this type of situation when there is a labor is there. So now you will tell me how to decide this is the original labor pain or not. Every time Karina Kapoor does not comes to help you. So right now we are going to learn how to deliver the baby in an emergency situation. You must be know how we should proceed. Sorry for the interruption. Some technical aspect are there. So before going towards the PPT, we will start discussing. Can you imagine the pain during the labor? Anyone is imagining the pain during the labor? Pain during the
Sir, you can
labors
project
are.
now. You can project now.
Sir, you can close the PPT and restart the PPT.
So first of all, when there is a pain at the end of the pregnancy, we should have to know what is the true labor pain and what is the false labor pain. We are seeing that there is when there is a pain, we are not knowing that this is a true labor pain or false labor pain. We must be know that there is a true labor, what is the true labor and what is the false labor. The true labor are regular and predictable. The false labor are irregular. Where the true labor pains are felt, it felt in the lower back and sweep towards the lower abdomen, and the false labor pains are remain confined to the lower abdomen only. There is no back pain in the false labor pain, not relieved by the rest, and the false labor pains are easily relieved by the rest, increasing in duration, intensity, and frequency with the time. While in the false labor pain, there is no such duration, intensity, and frequency are increasing. Show. What is the show? When there is a vaginal discharge, blood stain because discharge is present, it's called show. And with the show presence, it's indicated a true labor pain, accompanied by the cervical changes that will be diagnosed by a vaginal examination. Now we go to the stages of labor. What are the stages of labor? What we see in the stages, what are the how many stages are there? There are the four stages in the labor. First stage is the from the onset of labor to till the full dilatation of the cervix. When the labor pain is start and the cervix are dilated up to the mark. What is the full dilatation? Is the up to the head round. Head is completely fixed in the cervix and coming out below the cervix. That's called the first stage of labor. In first stage is also divided into the two phase, the active phase and latent phase. Active phase is cervix less than 4 centimeter, contraction are weak and less than 2 contraction per 10 minutes. The active phase is more than 4 centimeter, contraction are increasing in size and rate of dilatation are also fixed 1 centimeter per hour or more. And descent is pressured. By means descent is head are comes down towards the delivery and head is ready for the their best journey in the life. So second stage now, second stage start from the full dilatation of the cervix to delivery of the baby. This is the second stage. Second stage are most important, and it will be mostly, it will be done automatically. By means it will be complete a physiological when there is a no other any indications. Full dilatation of cervix, then bulging of thin out of peritoneum, tapping of anus and vagina, and head visible at perineum. These are the stages of labor. Now we are going, I want to show you some videos for the staging. These are the stages of labor. It will be start with the dilatation of the cervix to the full dilatation of the cervix. When the baby's heads are come down in the latent phase up to 4 centimeter, and then 4 centimeter to the full dilatation, it is a active phase of the labor that will be comes with the active contraction of the labor. Then the this is a show release, mucus plug is released, and then there is a gus of the fluid. This is the amniotic fluid are releasing this way. And now you can contact the doctor. Water breaking, this will be patient perceives a strong regular contraction, mucus plug release, and the water bag is breaking now. Right now the process is increasing and cervix is going to dilate it. This patient is in right now the active phase of labor. This is a 2 centimeter dilatation, and then it will be a complete dilatation. Right now it is a in the first stage are completed. Now the second stage has started. There is a baby is rotated and the deliveries come out. This is the second stage of labor. The babies are come out due to the with the help of active segment in the uterus, and the passive segment gives the way to the baby, and babies are going to be delivered. And this is the second stage. Now, from the outer side we will see by the vagina there is a crowning of fetal head. There is a medial or mediolateral episiotomy we are giving during the deliveries, and the babies are coming out to the slowly, and this is called the natural process. This is the complete physiological process when there is a no any other abnormalities. Okay, so this is the second stage of labor. Babies heads are come out, and this is the rotation of the babies. After the delivering of the head, there is a rotation of the babies. So right now, there is a second stage of labor. We are just only discussing a simple points, because in the second stage, there is a lot of thing is there. What we should observe, what we should not observe. These are the delivery of the baby is successful. Now we claim the code and transferring the baby to the mother. This baby is completely normal. In the later part, we will learn the resuscitation of the baby. Right now, what to do with the mother? This is the most important. Third stage of labor is the most important stage. Third stage of labor is started with the delivering of the baby to delivery of the placenta and active contractions. We will discuss it in the later stage how to deal with the third stage of labor. Right now we are going towards the again. This is the third stage and second stage. How to monitor the first and the latent phase. How to monitor which things to be monitored. You should monitor every 1 hourly the contractions. How consultation to muscle expert can help you. I mean, right now I'm discussing the how to physiotherapists are helping in the latent phase. In the metro cities right now, we are dealing with many physiotherapists are going to give a guide to the labor. In the pre-delivery area, they are teaching us some exercise to the mother that prepare their muscles to be strong. It's easy. We are discussing some easy exercise. These are the easy exercise for mother that will be give away and give a strong belief that they are delivered easily. Some are the deep squats are important into the labor that will give a way to the baby and it will be easy for their backup. There is a many pregnancy workout, and right now in the metros, I was also even telling every patient to admit and do workout by themselves or do go to the any specialist patient. So these are the some of the exercise I was telling you that will be very beneficial, and you must be suggest to the any patient comes to you with the labor pain and they are willing to go for the normal deliveries. These are the some exercise you can easily see. It might be you are the more important person to judge which exercise is better, which exercise is not better for the labor. I'm just passing you some sort of message each way you can helping me by monitoring. What are the monitoring we should done in the latent phase are the contractions, frequency, durations, and second most important step is the fetal heart rate. What are the fetal heart rate changing or not? Then the vitals is obviously an important rupture of the membranes, color of the amniotic fluids, or any other signs of the difficulty in breathing, shock, vaginal bleeding, or etc. These are the important steps. What to monitor, and when you share, this is not a my step. When you see in the latent phase after the 8 hour of the waiting, you will see the contraction are stronger and more frequent, but no change in dilatation and effacement of the cervix. Then you should have to refer the patient to the FRU or nearby gynecological center. And there is when there is a no increasing intensity, frequency, duration of contraction, and no rupture, then you ask the woman to relax and wait for the next activation of the labor. Then you will go into the active phase of the labor. What you should monitor in the latent phase, we will monitor the patient every 1 hour, but in the active phase we should monitor the patient every 30 minutes. With 30 minutes we will monitor the maternal pulse, uterine contractions, fetal heart rate, look for the presence of the meconium or blood stain liquor. Monitor every 4 hourly. In the active phase you can monitor every 4 hourly the cervical dilatation by the pervaginal examination, temperature and blood pressures. In the active phase, never leave the woman alone. Start maintaining partograph when the woman reaches the active labor. Ensure the adequate hydration, avoid the solid foods, and encouraging the upright position. Monitoring intensively using the partograph, refer immediately, ignore. There is a partograph is there, but this is right now with out of today's study. We will discuss partograph in the later. Right now I am just leaving the partograph here only. What is the monitoring in the second stage? Right now we are going towards the monitoring of the second stage. What we will see or monitor into the second stage of labor. Monitoring the frequency and duration of contraction every half hourly. Monitor the fetal heart rate every 15 minutes in the second stage of labor. Watch for any emergency sign, excessive bleeding or convulsion. These are the important things. If there is a nothing happen, watch for the sign of imminent delivery. When is a delivery immediately happening? When there is a gapping of vagina is there, thinning or bulging of peritoneum is there, and pouting of anus is there, head of the baby seen at the vulva. These are the imminent sign for the delivery, and patient is delivered within a 5 to 10 minutes when they reach this stage. So encourage the woman at that time to push during the contraction, and she may urge to do so while taking a deep breath. Okay, then we should have to deliver the head. Ensure the controlled delivery of the head by keeping one hand gently on the hand and other supporting the perineum, so that we will decrease the chances of perineum rupture. pull gently around the baby's neck. When you are delivering the head, then baby's neck is comes, and you will feel there is a not any cord of the look around there, cord of look around there. If there is a tight around the neck, then doubly clamp and cut. If there is a loose, then it will be slip over by the head. Then you should deliver the shoulder, first anterior shoulder and then the posterior shoulder is delivered, and the baby, rest of the baby are delivered automatically. So in the second stage of labor, what we will see to deliver the head, gapping of, when there is a gapping of anus and gapping of the vagina, vulva, we will do deliver the first head by supporting the perineum and head, then anterior shoulder, then posterior shoulder, and then rest of the baby must be delivered. Then the management of third and fourth stage of labor. The management of the third and fourth stage of labor are the very important and the crucial. Most of the maternal death due to the postpartum hemorrhage occurs due to the mismanagement of third stage of labor. So we should have to manage a third stage of labor. In our institute, we will call it active management of third stage of labor, and that active management, what we should learn is the active management of third stage of labor, care of the mother immediately after delivery. In the third stage, what is the active management of third stage of labor? There is a three main important steps are the administration of the uterotronic drugs, controlled contraction to deliver the placenta, and uterine massage. Which are the three important steps? Uterotronic drugs. Whenever there is an anterior shoulder of the baby is delivered, you should give them a 10 unit of pitocin. These are the only three steps we can prevent the PPH by more than 80% of the cases. These uterotronic drugs are increase the contraction of uterine muscles and facilitate the expansion of placenta and diminish the bleeding. This is the most important step after the delivering of baby. After ruling out the presence of twins or any other thing, you can directly give a uterotonic drugs. In this uterotonic drugs, you can give oxytocin 10 milligram international unit. If there is no oxytocin available, you can give a misoprostol 600 milligram also to that. And the common side effect of misoprostol are shivering, GI disturbance, and the fever that is does not bother you. Then the control cord tractions. How to do the control cord traction? In the picture, we will see the one hand by the left hand. You should push the uterus towards the patient face and controlly traction out the placenta out. This is the important way, and this will be reduce the retained placenta or subsequent bleeding in the PPH. The assistant technique is called the expulsion of placenta. You should have to control traction. You should not immediately to pull out the placenta. You should wait till the placenta is separated, and then you can easily remove out. It will be easily comes out. But never apply cord traction. You will see, never apply cord traction. You just have to traction it, not to pull it. Only traction the cord, not to pull, and the push the pubic symphysis or other hand to the uterus towards the mother's head. Then you should go for the uterine massage. Immediately after the delivery of the placenta, massage the fundus of the uterus through the woman's abdomen until it will be contracted well. Uterine massage is important because uterine massage is contract the uterus and thus prevent the PPH. These are the three important steps in the third stage of labor. We will see what to do in the third stage of labor. Then you should examine the placenta and membranes, the completeness, is there is a no any lobe are present or this. We will see the one of the videos for this thing. Active management of third stage of labor is a very important thing, and you must, every person should be known this. What is the active management of third stage of labor? So this is the active management. After delivering of the baby, what we should have to do is the cut the cord in between. You should have to tie the cord between two clamps, and then you will be cut in between the cords and remove the baby and transfer the baby toward the mother. Right now the third stage of the labor is started. What we are doing is the in the third stage of labor, first we are give the iterotonic drugs. We should have to give the drugs oxytocin 10 international unit intramuscularly, and then we are doing the control cord traction. You should have to traction out the cord, and placenta will remove out easily in the smooth way. In the same way, you should have to push the uterus towards the mother's baby. This is the second step of active management of third stage of labor. And then you should have to go for a third part is the massage, uterine massage. You should have to massage the uterine. This is the second stage. We should have to push the mother's uterus towards their head part, and placenta towards the lower side to deliver out the placenta. And this easy way you can easily deliver out the placenta, and there is a very less chances of the any bleeding or anything is there. Then you should have to observe the placenta for any lobe if they're present. If there is any lobe or some part of retained products is present, then there is, you can easily see there is some hole is there, and it will be suggest you that some part of placenta are still inside, and you should have to must have to be removed to prevent secondary PPH. Right now you should have to massage in this way with your four fingers. You should easily move towards the uterus, and that will be lead to the uterine contractions. So this is the most important thing, the active management of third stage of labor. After the third active management of third stage of labor, we are going how should you dispose the placenta. Placenta should be disposed in the yellow bed. This is the only enough to you. Rest of the thing we will discuss later. The fourth stage of labor, the first 2 hours after delivery of the placenta is also important, because what are the aims? Observation and care of the mother and newborn is important. Do not separate mother and baby unless it's essential. You must have to cap the baby with the mother, and that's why that will lead to the bonding between the mother and child. Even also that initiates the breastfeeding. Also you should initiate the breastfeeding within the 20 to 1 hours, 20 minutes to 1 hour. Then you should what to care of the mother. Check every 15 minutes if the uterus is well contracted, and observe for vaginal bleeding in the post stage of labor. If the uterus are not well contracted and bleeding is excessive, then you should have to massage the uterus. If bleeding is persist, then to manage the PPH. PPH is a different topic we will discuss in the later. This is the fourth stage: care of the mother, examination of perineum, clean the woman and area beneath, and ship the patient to their rooms, maternity wards. These are the important stage in the fourth stage of labor. So what we see right now, we are again measuring the different things. Right now we are going to learn whole delivery method in a single way. I will show you the one single method how to deliver a baby. We will see a mannequin giving the birth, and we will learn how to deliver a baby. Everyone must we know the first, second, third and fourth stage of labor, and you should every way we will see how to deliver a baby. This is the mannequin, and which is going to in the active stage of labor. We will started with the contraction of the contraction of uterus till the full dilatation of the cervix. We will in video we will see the second stage of labor. The first stage is the less than 4 centimeter is the latent phase, more than 4 centimeter is the active phase. After the full dilatation of the cervix, when there is an ending of the first stage of labor, we will see the second stage of labor. We will see in this mannequin are going to deliver a baby. We will see how we will cover the mother, cover the every part of mother. You should not expose any part of mother. Expect the what you want to see. Then see there is a head is pushing out from the perineum. You will see the vulva is bulging out, head is coming slowly. The one hand is support the head and one hand to support the perineum. This is the delivering of the fetus. Then there is a delivering of the anterior shoulder and posterior shoulder, and you should take out the baby easily. By delivering the baby out, right now you should have to clamp the cord by two artery forceps and cut between the that two arteries. This is the cord clamping method. See, this is the one clamp is put it there. Second is also sterile clamp. Both are sterile clamp should be pushed and should have to cut out the baby by a clean scalpel knife. This will be a delivering of the baby. Now you should have to baby should be transferred to the resuscitation facilities. We will also discuss the how to resuscitate the baby, and if the baby is well cried, then you should transfer to the mother. If it is not well cried, then you should have to resuscitate by the different stage of method. Right now you will see the active management of third stage of labor. In this third stage, you should have to give the iterotonic drugs, then control cord traction. You should traction out, and this will be the placenta is removed. When the placenta is removed, you should observe there is any resuscitant part is there or not. Then you should have to massage the baby. This is the normal easy step. You should must be know how to deliver a baby. So now, right now, this resuscitation of the newborn is not in our topic, but when we discussing about something about the delivery, you must know the how to resuscitate the baby, because when there is a situation you people need to be delivered, you should must have know any other pediatrician is also there, so you must be know how to resuscitate initial baby. I'm not going to be in a deep because it is a very long topic and will take around 1 hours to discuss these things. So right now we will learn care of newborn immediately after delivery and a newborn resuscitations. I was to give some short video only and not going to discuss the complete thing on the neonatal resuscitations. Is the simple video is there? This is the simple neonatal resuscitations we will discussing here right now. If after delivering the baby, what we should require is there different things, but this must be is the ambu bag, stethoscope, and clean towel. After delivering the baby, you put the baby into the one hard surface. You should clean the baby immediately. If baby is not cried, if baby is shallow cried, there is a low down. If baby is cried, then it will be clean the baby. Just only clean the baby, not to do anything, not to wash the baby, not to anything. Cover the baby and shift it to the mother directly.
Dr. Sura came.
10 minutes પછી બોલો. Sorry for the disturbing. After the assessing the baby, you should have to assess the baby. If there is a baby is not well cried, then what you should have to do? You should have to call for the help, and you should have to give first a suctioning of the mucus plug from the any baby's mouth. Baby's mouth. After suctioning the baby's mouth, you should put this was the baby's ambu bag cover. Baby's cover. You will cover the nose and the lip. This complete whole part is covered by the baby's ambu bag, and then you should start to the pump with the ambu bag. And you should give every 15 breath every 1 minute, and you will see any heart rate is there. If heart rate is there, you should only required to give a ambu bag and the respiration only. If there is still respiration is not comes to the normal, you should need to be endotracheal intubation. That is one of the expertise thing, and we will discuss into the later thing. You should must have to be only a simple thing. If the baby is cried well, then there is nothing to be do. You should have to only do the clean the baby and stimulate the baby to make a cry. If there is still no cry and his heart rate is there, you should have to give a ambu bag respiration. Most of the 60 to 70% babies are comes back to the normal in the ambu bag respiration. Even if there is ambu bag respirations are going to be failed, then you should have to give a endotracheal intubations and intracardiac injection. So this is the simple videos for the neonatal resuscitation. Later part we will discuss into the uh, other videos for these things. Right now we are going towards the ending of our topics. Immediate care of the newborn. Place the baby to the mother's abdomen. Dry the baby with clean clothes. Do not clean whatever the cloth is there, just clean it. No way. Just dry the baby with clean clothes. Ensure the baby is crying and breathing. Then nothing to be do. Put the clean thread tied around the cords 2 minutes and 5 minutes from the baby's abdomen. Once the cord stop pulsating for 2 to 3 minutes. Cut between the ties. It's sterile clean blade after 1 to 3 minutes. This is the important step to decrease the chances of infection in the newborn. Avoid the routine suctioning of the baby. We are not practicing in our institute to routine suctioning, because routine suctioning might be damaging the baby. Only wipe out the mouth and nose if baby is cried well. Then is no need to suction the baby. Wet the baby, leave the baby between the mother's breast to start the skin to skin contact. Cover the baby head with the clothes and initiate the breastfeeding. This is the most important step. Initiate the breastfeeding. You should have to initiate breastfeeding within the 20 minutes to 1 hour after the delivery. So this is the most important thing. If not crying, then call for the help, and rest of the thing we will discuss into the next session. So the kangaroo care and all these things are the, now due to the shortage of the time, we will skip all this topic. Yeah, this is the important thing. Preparing for discharge, mother. What you should give a per vaginal normal delivery patient to counsel. What you counsel the mother. What are about the diet? You should have to tell them a diet about the high protein diet and the galactogogus that will be increase the breastfeeding and exclusive breastfeeding. What is the meaning of exclusive breastfeeding? Exclusive breastfeeding means up to the mark of 6 months you should only give a breastfeeding to the baby. This is the exclusive breastfeeding. Maintenance of the hygiene to the stitch part, which where the episiotomy is given. Avoid the sexual intercourse till perineum wound is healed. Need to take iron tablets, contraceptions to prevent the pregnancy. When to return to the follow-up, complete immunization of the baby, care of the breast and perineum, and remains happy, focus on the care of the baby. This is the important counsel to the mother for the at the time of discharge. Danger signs is important. When you should they are returned immediately are the when there is increasing vaginal bleeding, fast and difficult bleeding is there, fever is there, feels too weak to get out of the bed, severe abdominal pain, breast swollen, red and tender, and dribbling of urine, inability to pass the urine, pain in the perineum and draining the pus, or foul smelling lochia, convulsion. This there is any sign you should have to hold the mother to the. Thank you. Right now we will close the sessions and open the session for any questions. If there is any question, is there?
Sir, one question was
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So, what are the complications of the breech delivery?
Breech delivery as such in the current private practice, even in the institutional practice, breech deliveries are going to be obsoleted. Breech are even current dictum is there. Breech are never delivered because in the breech delivery there are the many complications. Breech in the breech things, the first is the legs is come out and then the head is come
Head
out.
is will become out.
Head is the head has the highest circumference of the pelvic. When there is a
Yes, sir.
fetus leg and abdomen is come out, when we see in the normal delivery, when head is come out, everything was come out easily,
Okay.
right? So in the same way in the breech, if there is a legs come out, the head is not so easy to come out. If when there is a dilatation is the inadequate, the dilatation was the 8 or 9 centimeter, and if there is only legs come out, then the head are stuck in between the uterus and the legs are come out and baby are stimulated and baby trying to breathe in. This is called the hanging perineum baby. Baby are hanged in the perineum. Head is inside and baby's legs are
Baby's legs are
outside.
outside.
This will lead to the also asphyxia, death of the baby, and even some in the difficult deliveries there is a pressure of the ribs or backside is there also possible in these cases. So current dictum are this breech are never going to be delivered even in the third part or fourth part. If we luckily it's going to be delivered easily, but otherwise if there is some of the complications are always arising in the breech deliveries.
Okay, sir. So next question is that if baby can't cry and respiration given by the ambubag, that can cause any brain damage during the
No, if there is a Apgar score, we will are discussing. If there is a neonatal resuscitation, we will discussing. If there is a Apgar score of the baby at the 1 minute are more than 7, there is a
7?
very less birth asphyxia is there. If baby does not cry immediately and we will give a neonatal resuscitation technique within a 30 seconds, then there is a less than 10% chances of brain damage to the baby.
Okay, so it may lead to the CP.
Yeah, it may lead to the CP, but in the less than 10% cases only.
Okay, sir. Next is, as you say, sir, in the first stage of labor, bleeding are there, so it can create the complication.
It's in the first stage of labor, there is a no bleeding, it is a show only. In the first stage of labor, we will see in the video the mucus plug
Plugging.
between the cervix. It will be removed out and that will lead to come out of little bit of blood. If there is a bleeding is there, we will must have to intervene something there. From the which is the source of the bleeding, we must have to see by the ultrasonography. We will see what are the other reasons, because most of the cases when there is a first stage of labor the bleeding is there, it is called a antepartum bleeding, because this is not going to deliver normally. Bleeding is the sign of something not good happen inside.
Mhm. Mm.
One more
One,
question.
sir, can you tell us something about the water birth? It's not
Water birth.
possible in India.
Yeah, this is possible even in the also India. This
એવું છે હવે સુરતમાં બી સ્ટાર્ટ કરો સર.
બાથટબ માટે જગ્યાઓ નથી હોતી, બહુ મોંઘું પડે છે હવે જગ્યા લેવી.
Correct.
Actually, water birth is nothing else, but the baby feels friendly even in the second stage of labor, and due to the water sensations, the patient also feel a less pain compared to the normal labor. That's why the water birth is mainly educated. But in the water birth, there is very some of the complication is there. You cannot examine patient every simple every to 15 to 20 seconds or 30 seconds. You should even though not know the exact time when the baby is delivered. Even though in the water birth you cannot exactly going to a good support. And if you want to give a good perineum support, doctor should also comes into the bathtub also for the water birth. So this is some of the complications to do this water birth in the private practice. But somehow it will be beneficial, but somehow it will be also non-beneficial from the examination point of view. Even if the baby is cried, somehow in some cases baby is cried immediately after the birth, even though their first anterior shoulder are not coming out. In that cases, if the baby is in the water, then it's taken out all the water inside the respiratory system, and
Yes.
that will lead to another complication is there. So water birth is one of the thing that will be comes in between the way, but that's not much practically possible, and it will also lead to the more complication. It will be going if there is a easy delivery and all these things, then it will be possible.
Next question is there, sir. How we assess the labor at outside of the hospital?
You will assess the labor at outside of the hospital. You should must have to be you should must, even in any case of labor assessment, you should must have a gloves, or you should ready to make your finger dirty. This is the only way you should assess. By per vaginal examination is the only way to assess the labor.
Correct.
So per vaginal examination must be there to assess the labor. It will be first stage, second stage, or third stage, whatever the stage.
So we
Even
can
if it will
observe
be
the
emergency,
opening.
you should have to put your hand inside the vagina to examine the assess the labor stage.
Next question. When we will use the forceps delivery as well as vacuum delivery?
Forceps delivery and vacuum deliveries are used in the second stage arrest, when there is a full dilatation of the cervix but baby can't come out, baby stuck in between there, and there is a no rotation of the head. I was saying the first thing that in our the course, second stage is the only physiological. Why I was saying, because the second stage are the very big stage that will be comes under the gynecological parts. But when there is a second stage makes a something difficult, then there is a non-trained people can't do anything in the second stage, because second stage is important. The partograph thing that comes between us, that is also an important thing that will also show us how to when to refer the patient to the from primary health center to the secondary or tertiary healthcare centers. But in the vacuum or forceps, I was saying that when there is any complication in the second stage of labor, vacuum and forceps are comes to help in us.
Next question is, sir. Okay, how we will know about the meconium aspiration which is done by the baby? After the delivery or before the delivery?
Before the delivery, we only suspect there is a meconium aspiration is present by the monitoring the FSH, fetal heart rate will going to be a decrease or increase. This will gives a sign of fetal distress. Or by assessing the if there is any amniotic fluid is meconium stain and fetal heart rate are increase or decrease, fetus by means fetus showing there's some distress pattern in their heart rate, we will and suggesting that this is the case of meconium aspiration. Then confirmation of the aspirations, this will be done after the delivery by a X-ray only. By the X-ray only we will judge this is a meconium aspiration. This is a confirmed case of meconium aspiration.
So one question is there. Which one is the best, vacuum or forceps delivery? Why?
Vacuum is the best. I was said normal delivery is the best delivery. No one want a vacuum. No one want a forceps, because this is at the complicated. In the second step, there is a complications. Then there is a need of vacuum and forceps. So if there is everything is good in hands, then I would say it's a complete normal delivery. This is the best, because vacuum and forceps are never the best. But
Definitely,
if
it
you
is
want to
artificial.
compare between the vacuum and forceps, then vacuum is a somehow safe than the forceps delivery.
But sir, nowadays, why the normal delivery ratio has been reduced drastically, sir? What is
So
the main reason behind
main reason behind is that everyone was saying that there was more than 4 to 5 reasons I would just want to discuss. The first thing is the in the current scenario, how many babies we want, one or two. We does not want a one CP child, two normal child, third CP child, fourth normal child. So everyone wants baby a safely delivery. That is the first most important things that even the doctor also wants, and the mother father is also want their baby must be go a easy way to take care. No one want their auspicious baby. So if
Hmm.
there is any single doubt is there, there is a distress are coming to be out, there is a only little bit prolongation of the active stage of labor, then the
Hmm.
doctors will give a choice to the patient that what is these are the options are there, and if you want to go with some risk to the baby, then it's okay. If there is a does not want to go with the risk, then you should go for the CS. Second is the there is a NST monitoring is there. By the NST monitoring, you should continuously monitor the patient. Non-stress test. This will suggest a baby a early stage of distress. If baby distress are only 5%, this will tell us that baby is in distress, and that's why this lead to a one of the CS also, because we want a safe baby.
Hmm.
Third is right now I will not say this way, but right now due to less of physical activity, less of stress bearing procedures, uh, women are cannot tolerate the pain during the normal labor,
Hmm.
so they are choosing normal deliveries. Fourth is the most of the time right now I'm in my practice I was seeing the 30% cases are the precious. They will conceived after a lot of treatment. They will conceived after years of the marriage. They are conceived after 8 years of the marriage. They are conceived after 12 years of the marriage. This is a very precious baby to them, and they does not want to take a risk of the normal deliveries in these cases, and that's why these are the chances of the normal deliveries are increasing. Why there are the increasing in the IVF or AR rate, this will lead to increasing in the CS rate also. So these are the most important criteria that will lead to the CS ratio high.
Okay. Got it. Is there any questions?
No, sir.
I think there was one last question was there.
What are the conditions when a mother is advised to CS? No,
There's a
like,
lot of condition. In that cases, I should have to take one more hour
Right.
to discuss the conditions in which cases the mother is advised to take a CS.
Yes, yes. Yes, the participant whomsoever has asked the question is itself is in a one topic, that the contraindications, okay, and the indications both.
Yeah.
Okay, for CS. So, it's a completely separate topic. Sir, just for a knowledge, I would like to ask you one thing. In a tribal areas, people are poor,
Yeah.
not able to reach up to the PHC, CHC. They are doing the labor by their own. Okay, sir. So in that context, beginning of the lecture, you explained that, that Three Idiot movie, the engineer delivers a baby, right? At the same time, when in the tribal areas, without having any biological knowledge, still they are able to deliver a baby. So in that context, do you really think that the non medico or the non gynec field people can deliver a baby in the normal routine time,
Obviously,
normal routine time?
the Dayan is there. We are saying Dayan in our language. In Gujarati, we are telling Dayan that one person, one woman in the every village is there that have a knowledge, that have a experience in the also in the deliveries, and that will transfer their experience. Even the somehow the Ved is there. That some Ved is there. They are doing excellent practice even also in all these cases. So similarly, these are all Dayans are somehow little bit trained by their experience, by their knowledge. They will know how to deliver the baby, and by this way they are going to deliver. But this will also home deliveries are also going to increase chances of maternal mortality are very high.
High risk.
There are so many complications.
There are so many complications in the home deliveries. So if there is a no viability is there, then it's okay to deliver by the hands. But otherwise, if there is a viability is there, you must have to be reach the any primary healthcare centers. So that's why there is a complications are decreasing and the maternal mortality and all these things are comes down.
Correct. Got it. There was one more question, ma'am.
What could be the reason behind no labor pain even after the 9 months of the pregnancy?
That's completely depends on the uterine tonic. There is a one axis is there, utero brain utero axis, and the initiation of the pain that will lead to depends on that axis, and that will leads to starting of oxytocins from the brain that release from the posterior hippocampus and release the oxytocins, and that will lead to the initiation of the uterine contraction. But in some cases these axes are not working and the uterus does not initiate the contraction. These are the most important indications that lead to the postpartum post-dated pregnancies. But other cases are the like this, the breech deliveries, somehow the transverse lie, all these cases somehow sometimes case leads to the uh, post-dated pregnancy also.
Then with your
Any other
question
question?
answer. No, sir, there is no question.
Okay. So, sir, this was a wonderful session. You have explained the theory stages along with the practicals that I would rather say videos. So you have matched with the videos along with the theory part. So it would be quite interesting for all the viewers, and they must have learned a lot. And so one thing that I would like to request that after once the lockdown gets over, I am going to send few of my students to your hospital to see them at OT, whether it is normal delivery, whether it is CS. So I'm going to send my students to your
Sure, no
hospital,
problem. Sure,
and you have to accept my request.
sure,
Right?
sure,
So I'm
sure.
waiting. See, I'm going to send them into the orthopedician, then towards you, then ICU intensivist for BLS and ELS. So everywhere I'm going to send. So the one request that I would like to convey to you is, after lockdown, definitely my students are going to come under you. You just train them and make them aware about how the things are happening. So
Sure,
that
sure.
specifically all the in physiotherapy, sir, the ratio play a major role. 90% girls and hardly 10% boys. Okay, so those 90% girls in future, going to conceive in future. So they should know do's and don'ts, and they should have a clear cut idea in their brain.
Sure,
So help me out,
sure,
right, sir?
definitely.
So,
So I would love it.
yes, guys, thank you very much for joining us on Facebook Live and as well as Zoom Live. And stay tuned for the next session. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
One more time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.